What if the foundation of an ethical society was not laws, not religion, not even culture, but money itself? Because whether we admit it or not, money is the silent architect of human behavior. It decides who has power, who suffers, who thrives, and who falls behind. And when money itself is corrupted, the society built upon it will be corrupted too. For centuries, fiat money has been presented as neutral. But look closer, and you see its moral decay, hidden inflation, unfair advantages for the powerful, a system designed to exploit those who work hardest. And when morality is stripped out of money, trust collapses, justice weakens, and societies rot from within. But what if there was another way? A form of money designed not by rulers but by mathematics. Money that cannot lie, cheat, or play favorites. Money that embodies integrity at its core. That is Bitcoin. Today we'll explore why Bitcoin is not only technology or finance. It is a moral revolution. It is the ethical foundation for a sound society. Ethical principles of sound money. Let's start with the question, what does sound money really mean? Sound money is money that holds its value over time. It cannot be inflated at will. It cannot be counterfeited by the powerful. It treats every participant equally because its rules are transparent and unchanging. This isn't just economics, it's ethics. Sound money embodies the principle of fairness. If you spend a lifetime working hard, your savings should not dissolve because a government decided to print trillions overnight. If you build wealth honestly, it should not be stolen silently by policies you never consented to. Sound money ensures that effort equals reward. It restores the link between labor and value, between work and dignity. In an ethical society, no one should lose wealth simply because the rules of money change behind closed doors. That is why ancient civilizations anchored money to gold or silver. They understood that money must be rooted in scarcity, or else rulers would abuse it. When money is rooted in reality, trust flourishes. When money is corrupted, trust dies. Bitcoin takes this principle and perfects it for the digital age. It is sound money not by decree, but by design. 21 million coins, forever. No hidden hands, no secret committees, no manipulation, just honesty, enforced by code. Fiat's moral pitfalls, the Cantillon effects. Now let's examine the opposite, the moral failures of fiat money. One of the most destructive is something called the Cantillon effect, named after economist Richard Cantillon. He explained that when new money enters the economy, it does not benefit everyone equally. Those closest to the source of printing, the banks, the government, the elite, enjoy the new wealth first. They use it while prices are still low. By the time that money reaches ordinary people, prices have already risen. In other words, fiat is designed to reward the powerful and punish the poor. It transfers wealth upward, quietly, invisibly. It turns inflation into legalized theft. This is not an accident, it is the structure of fiat itself. Think about it. When central banks create money out of thin air, they are not producing value. They are redistributing value, taking from savers and workers and giving to borrowers and speculators. That is why fiat societies are plagued with inequality. Why the rich grow richer while the middle class struggles to survive. It is not just greed, it is systemic design. Fiat incentivizes dishonesty, recklessness, and exploitation. And with every crisis, the moral decay deepens. Banks gamble with risky loans, then get bailed out. Politicians fund wars and programs with money they don't have. Ordinary families pick up the cost in inflation. And all of it is hidden behind the illusion that fiat is normal. But normal does not mean ethical. Fiat is normal. The way pollution is normal, it is destructive, corrosive, unsustainable. Bitcoin's transparent rules for fairness. Now compare that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has no insiders, no secret money printers, no Cantillon effects. Its rules are the same for everyone. Whether you are a billionaire or a farmer with a phone, every 10 minutes, new coins are created at a predictable pace. Every 4 years, the supply rate is cut in half. Everyone in the world knows this. Everyone can verify it. No one can change it. That transparency is the essence of fairness. With Bitcoin, you never wake up to find your savings diluted by overnight printing. You never see your government secretly bailing out cronies while you foot the bill. You never face the injustice of playing a game whose rules can be rewritten mid-match. Bitcoin says, the rules are clear, the rules are final, and the rules apply equally. That is the ethical foundation society needs. Because justice begins not with words, but with systems that treat everyone the same. In fiat, trust is demanded but never deserved. In Bitcoin, trust is unnecessary because verification replaces faith. And in that transparency, integrity is restored. Philosophical call: rebuild society with integrity. This brings us to the deeper question. What kind of society do we want to build? If money is dishonest, society will be dishonest. If money rewards corruption, corruption will spread. If money punishes savers and workers, despair will grow. Fiat has already proven this. Around the world, we see inflation, inequality, and unrest symptoms of a system that has lost its moral compass. Bitcoin offers the opposite. It offers the chance to rebuild society on a foundation of integrity, a world where money cannot be manipulated for political gain, a world where value is earned, not stolen, a world where cooperation is built on fairness, not exploitation. This is why Bitcoiners speak with such conviction. It is not just about price. It is about principle, about living in a society where your time and labor are respected, not eroded, about restoring trust not through promises, but through systems that cannot be corrupted. Bitcoin is more than a financial tool. It is a philosophical mirror. It asks us, do we want to live in a world of honesty or deception, fairness or favoritism, integrity or exploitation? And in asking that question, it forces us to choose. Beyond economics, the human dimension, there is one more layer to this story. Money shapes not just economies, but hearts and minds. Fiat systems, by rewarding short-term gain and punishing long-term stability, breed anxiety, fear, and division. People live paycheck to paycheck, always uncertain, always stressed. Families fracture under financial pressure. Communities weaken when inequality grows. Sound money, by contrast, creates patience. It rewards saving, planning, cooperation. It teaches discipline and honesty. It gives people confidence in the future, which reduces fear in the present. And when individuals feel secure, societies grow stronger. Bitcoin, then, is not just about GDP or markets. It is about human flourishing. It is about replacing fear with hope, corruption with fairness, exploitation with dignity. Sound money builds sound societies because it builds sound people. Fiat breeds corruption and moral hazard. One of the least discussed truths about fiat money is how it incentivizes corruption. When money can be printed without limit, those in power will always find ways to abuse it. Politicians fund wars and programs with borrowed money they will never repay. Banks take reckless risks, knowing they will be bailed out. Corporations lobby for subsidies and stimulus packages that ordinary people fund through hidden inflation. This is what economists call moral hazard, when bad behavior is rewarded instead of punished. Under fiat, mistakes are socialized, while profits are privatized. Those closest to the money printer live without consequences, while the rest of society shoulders the burden. This corrodes morality at every level. Citizens watch elites get richer through manipulation, while their own wages stagnate. Trust in institutions collapses. Cynicism replaces hope. And when trust is gone, societies fracture. Bitcoin removes this moral hazard. No one can print themselves out of failure. No bank can beg for bailouts. No politician can manipulate the supply. In Bitcoin's world, actions have consequences, and only in a system of true accountability can morality flourish. Bitcoin as the great equalizer. There is also an ethical beauty in Bitcoin's universality. Fiat is exclusionary. Your access to money depends on where you live, which passport you hold, or which bank approves you. Billions of people around the world are unbanked, locked out of the financial system, because they are deemed unprofitable or politically undesirable. Bitcoin changes that. It does not care who you are, where you live, or what your status is. If you can connect to the presence, internet, you can store, send, and receive value. No questions asked, no discrimination. That universality makes Bitcoin the most inclusive monetary system ever invented. It offers dignity to people crushed under broken economies, from Argentina to Nigeria to Lebanon. It gives them the same tool as billionaires in New York or bankers in London. In Bitcoin, there are no insiders and outsiders. There are only participants. This is profoundly ethical, because fairness is not only about preserving value, it is about granting equal access. A society cannot call itself just if billions are excluded from its financial systems. Bitcoin fixes this by design. It treats every human as equal under its rules. And in doing so, it fulfills the deepest moral promise of money, to be a universal medium of exchange, belonging to everyone, not just the powerful. So when we talk about Bitcoin as sound money, we are not just speaking about economics. We are speaking about ethics, about building a world where money is honest, and therefore society can be honest. Fiat corrodes trust, rewards corruption, and punishes integrity. Bitcoin restores trust, rewards honesty, and punishes manipulation. It is not simply a new form of currency, it is a moral foundation for a new kind of civilization. The choice is clear. Do we continue down the path of fiat, watching inequality grow and justice erode? Or do we build a society anchored in sound money, where fairness is not a dream but a rule? Bitcoin is more than code. It is integrity written into money. It is the chance to rebuild our world on honesty. If you believe in that vision, this is not just another video. This is your call to action. Subscribe, join the movement, and stay with us. Because the future will not be built on deception, it will be built on sound money. And that money will not be printed, it will be mined.